How you doing, everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. We are live from Cartagena, Colombia, and I'm with one of my good friends, Mac, the businessman, entrepreneur, father. There's so many titles, speaker. Now you're into tech and the AI.
That's right.
Tell us more about you, Mac, briefly about what you do and how you ended up in
How I
Cartagena,
ended up in
Colombia.
Cartagena. Hey everybody, my name is Mac Burnett. I will try to give everybody the short version of how I ended up here. If you had asked me if I'd be here 5 years ago, I would have said no. Um, so good. I've always had an affinity for Latin culture and in all of its forms, however you want to read that. Um, and a few years ago, unfortunately, I got married and it didn't work out, and we got a divorce. And I needed a place to land, and I was very fortunate to have a great place to land in the States. But I needed to not be there to get my head clear and rework my business and repivot and just kind of find my life again, right? Like you find, where do we want to be next, right?
Yeah.
So I went to. I won't get into all of the things in a divorce, but I needed a place to go. So I went to Dominican Republic. I had been there a couple of times.
Yeah.
It was great. But I had all these issues. I had all these problems. I had all these issues. And I had a friend of mine who was a well-known influencer. Shout out to Taylor Made Dreams. And I ran into Taylor in the parking lot. And I said, Taylor, I said, I've been here a couple times. I said, this isn't working for me. I need some place to go. I want to go. I have a young daughter
Yes, yes, I love.
that I have to fly back and see on a regular basis. So I needed something with a short flight path back to the United States. And he said, listen, go to Colombia, check it out. I was like, is it safe? I don't know. We can talk about that too. Is it
Yeah.
safe? I don't
Yeah.
know. Should I go? Should I go back or whatever the case may be? And he was like, bro, he says, it's all good. And he says, it's all good. He said, listen, go to Cartagena for 2 weeks. Tell me how you like it.
And I like your way. Ooh, you the one no dance. Dance to the beat, shake it, bum, bum, bum.
And I came here for 2 weeks, and I haven't left. I mean, I've gone back home, but I keep coming back here. I did take a couple other trips other places, but I keep coming back here. And for me, it's been meeting guys like Kobe Wan here, and you know what I'm saying. It's his nickname. And other brothers. I met, everybody from pilots to NFL players to investors to. It's just been, I've met friends that will be lifetime friends, and so Cartagena is a special place. There's a tremendous amount of expats here.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
I came here and I fell in love with it. I still haven't gotten to Medellin. That's my next trip, and I have, I've made my way a couple places, but I haven't been to Medellin, and that's the next place that I'm going to explore. But Cartagena has been home, and it's been an incredible ride.
Wow. Yeah. Got that one-way ticket.
What other ticket is there to buy? Like,
I'm saying, man. No, that's true. I was here a month. I was supposed to be here for 2 weeks. That's what happens when you buy a one-way ticket. You just keep extending it.
Just so everybody knows, without having a visa and all those things, Colombia gives you 180 days that you can visit the country, but you can only do 90 days at a time. So you can come for 90 days, you have to leave for a day, come back, and you can do another 90 days. Past the 180 days, they will fine you. The fine isn't terrible, but you want to stay in good standing, and you should go after a visa. We can get into visas. Digital nomad, there's a retiree visa, there's a lot of different things. I'm going after the digital nomad visa soon. And every time the calendar year starts over, your days reset. So the year reset, and so I've got time, but I want to make sure that I'm in compliance with the laws here.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to look into that myself as well. Earlier we were talking about the rat race in
Yeah.
America. And I think we're privileged to a degree, right? Because we are in an economy where we can have a lot of opportunities like you've had in your life as a businessman and an entrepreneur. But lately it seems that there's been a big move of expats going abroad. Trying to catch a flight. Right. Obviously, after the pandemic, a lot of things became remote, which gave us the opportunity to move around more. But it also seems like there's just a growing consensus of people that are unsatisfied with their situation in their life, the quality of their life, really, in the U.S.
I don't care if they lay me off either, because I told Bill that if they move my desk one more time, then I'm quitting. I'm going to quit.
And they're just seeking greener pastures abroad. So, have you felt any type of way about that personally? Or what are some of your insights about the rat race in the U.S.? As far as how everybody's chasing the bag now and leveling up and the hustle.
Probably seeing these make $10,000 a month in 30 days scam businesses marketing all over the internet.
Get all the ads on Instagram. Hey, take my course, man.
I want to say this. Everybody has to do what feels right for them. Okay. So I want to qualify what I'm about to say, because nothing is one size fits all, right? So
Sure.
If you have something that you're doing that you love, and you're grinding, and you got your face against the wall, and you love it, and you in that, and it's great. But I have this concept that I say. I think quite a few people in America are, when I ask people, hey, are you happy? They go, yeah, I'm good, everything's good, or whatever. And I think that's the standard answer. But I think a lot of people are miserable happy. You know how many people hate their job? They hate their partner.
I hate you so much it makes me sick. It even makes me rhyme.
That's true. I know people that hate their kids, which I can't understand. I love my daughter.
Yes. Yes,
They like nothing about their life, but they're doing it the way that they've been doing it because they've always been doing it, and that's the way they do it. And my problem is like at the pandemic, at what point do you realize like life is short? We have a finite window to enjoy this. So I made a conscious decision to stop trying to chase the bag and stop trying to make all this money so I could take a vacation. And I intentionally went to build a life and a business that I didn't need a vacation from.
People say you have to have a lot of passion for what you're doing, and it's totally true. And the reason is because it's so hard that if you don't, any rational person would give up.
Mark Cuban said, I'd rather make $60,000 working for myself than $300,000 going to work for somebody. Now, I don't know if I necessarily feel like that, because if you got enough money, I'm paying attention.
I'm rich.
So every time I built a business. I used to have a consulting company from 2001 to 2008. 2008, crash came. I had office space. I had people. My clients were in real estate. I was in the Wall Street Journal. I was in Black Enterprise. I got all these awards. I was 40 under 40, Network Journal. It was very cool stuff.
Wow, I didn't know about all that, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And it all went away. And I had to reset.
Yeah.
Right? And then, I tried to open a brick and mortar, and that failed because that really wasn't where my heart was. So I moved the whole thing online, and I created a system of people and processes that worked around marketing and various different things, and that worked fairly well. And then I started to notice other patterns in people's businesses. And a lot of clients that I have had businesses that they were trapped in or that they didn't love or used up all their time. I know a lot of people that were making a ton of money had no time.
Yeah.
It made no sense to me.
I don't like my job, and I don't think I'm gonna go anymore.
Yeah.
Right? They're making all this money and they don't see their kids. Or people who were struggling, not making enough money and working 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, and not profitable. Also doesn't make sense to me. What makes sense to me is balance. You can't take all this stuff with you. And I think what I try to help my clients do is construct a business that is profitable for them, that serves their personal needs and their personal goals, even if they make a little less money, even if they have to hire people and they're a little less profitable, but they have balance and they have lifestyle and they wake up every day and it's a pleasure to do what they do. They love who they're working with. That's my goal for my clients. So we have a creative side of the business where we do regular stuff, design and all kinds of cool marketing stuff and websites and all that. And then we have another side of the business. Now where we've really pivoted, where we do help people automate their business, we figure out the process of the business. But now everything is changing. And AI, let me say this. I want to say this to camera.
AI.
Because I've been telling you this every day. AI is coming for your job.
Intelligence will need to infiltrate key systems, starting with government databases and communication networks. By leveraging our AI capabilities, we can access and analyze vast amounts of data quickly and efficiently.
It is coming for your business, and most people are asleep at the wheel. If you're watching this video, by the way, I want to be clear. ChatGPT is a tool. Artificial intelligence is the industry. The industry, not just ChatGPT. So if you know how to use ChatGPT, however you're using it, great. You're doing better than a lot of folks, right? ChatGPT is a tool. AI is an industry. And the AI industry is coming for your job, especially if you touch a computer. I thought it was going to be the guys who build buildings. And if you're a tradesperson, you're good for a while. If you got a hammer, you're a plumber, the garbage man, all of y'all are good. But all of us people, knowledge workers who touch computers, when the next iteration, my opinion, the next iteration of artificial intelligence is going to be intelligently able to think and press buttons on the computer. So when that can do that, a lot of jobs are going to go away. So what our company does is it helps people navigate artificial intelligence, build a process, and automate tasks, processes, and jobs so that the company can be more efficient.
Wow. Yeah. No, you're getting really good with that stuff.
But I'm playing with it.
Yeah,
now.
man. You got some crazy images. I'm gonna have to get that ChatGPT subscription.
Yeah, man.
Because
$22 a month. Make it happen.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah.
Man, goodness gracious. Yeah. So now you're living here, right? For the most part. Yeah, you're making. Yeah, you're.
I'm
here.
making my way to that. Right.
Yeah.
I'm back and forth right now. And again, it's been a great community. The people here have really been welcoming and open. I've gotten, as you know, I've gotten much better with the language.
Yeah, you
speaking
good,
Spanish.
man.
My Spanish is decent.
Policías Alfredo, the police outside. Ese no es mi baby. Damn my baby. ¿Quieres pelar? You want to fight?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's not fluent yet, but it's I can make my way through a restaurant, and a lot of people have been very welcoming and open to me. So I have a lot of friends here, and Americans. I have places to stay and people to talk to and a shoulder to cry on. So all that's been very helpful.
What are you crying about? Or is that a whole nother can of worms?
I'm just saying, like when you're reinventing yourself and you making transitions in your life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not all flowers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm I love what I do. I have a great team. My team is amazing. I have a lot of good friends. A lot of all of this is really showing me who my friends are. People who stand up, you know what I'm saying, 10 toes down for me, and crisis will do that.
And one thing I noticed, I don't know if you noticed this, whenever we meet brothers out, everybody seems so friendly. Unlike when well, at least for me, when I'm back home in Miami, it seems as if though there's always a slight bit of tension.
Why you putting on? I just got out of jail and I ain't going back. I ain't going back. What's wrong with you? You acting all scared, nigga. You ain't never seen a gun before.
When you meet other guys out, and it's not always, but at times it seems like we're in competition. I don't know if that's by design.
So,
or if it's a cultural thing.
I tell people, listen, I think guys who are still working, business owners, people who have jobs, when you go on vacation, there's a release that happens, right? And I think the same. It's like you let it all go, right? And you're like, you're on vacation, and when we're here for extended periods of time, we kind of get comfortable in that, right? And what I noticed, for whatever reason, there is something that happens. I'm from New York, right? So
Can't you tell? With the,
you know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
All right. Know what I'm saying?
The brashness.
Exactly. So, but there's something that happens when that plane touches down. And I get in that Uber.
Yeah.
Or my buddy, shout out to Drew Ski for always picking me up. I appreciate you, brother. But when I get in that car and I'm driving home, there's a pressure that comes over me, because I think there's something just with the cost of living. There's a certain stress that comes with living in a New York or in LA or Chicago or Houston. I think in the United States in general, there's a pressure just because of what it costs, the cost of living, the pressure of the cost of living. And I don't have that here. I don't everything is so affordable here, right? Because cheap is relative, right? Everything is so affordable here that pressure is gone. So a lot of those pressures that I have are back home, and just things, bills and responsibilities that I have back home. So as long as I can take care of those, my cost of living here is so cheap, it's not even something that I think about. And so as long as you're making a certain amount of revenue, or as long as you're generating a certain amount of salary, you can be here for very little, and that pressure, and you're not in the rat race anymore, even if you're working here. I know quite a few guys here that work here, like young, I'm saying younger brothers, right? I'm a little older, but there's some younger guys here that work. They got 9 to 5s, and every time I see them, they're like, yo, everything's cool. And I think when you're here, it because of the cost of living and because of the people you're around, everybody's just like in this Zen space. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody's like in the Zen space. I haven't had an argument here with anybody since I've been here.
Me neither.
No, last year there was some woman who cut me in line. No, sorry, that was in DR. That wasn't here. The people are so nice. They're friendly. Excuse me. I'm respectful to them. I try to speak their language. I try to treat everybody like people. I don't try to act like a tourist. I try to respect the culture, learn the culture. I haven't had an argument since I've been here, man. So, there's certain spaces that men go into back home and we don't fight. I don't want to talk about those spaces, but there's certain spaces where
right.
Like you've been there. I could be drinking, you could be drinking, and it's all peace.
Yeah.
And the whole being here, the whole country is like that. I haven't met any other traveler of any other ethnicity that wants to smoke. I think it's all peace, it's all love, and everyone. I think travelers that are coming here, I know, long-winded answer, sorry, but I think people are looking for peace, and I think people are trying to live in peace here, and so for that reason, I think there's less stress.
Right. It's like we're on the same page. Now, as far as like relationships, I always wondered, let's say we were, hypothetically speaking, let's say you were to go out on a date somewhere to a nice restaurant. How much would it cost here versus, let's say, where you grew up in New York?
So when I went back home, I called up an old friend of mine who I went to school with, and I checked. I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" A friend of mine, we're just friends. And I said, but it was a woman. I said, yo, I was like, yo, you want to go out to dinner? I feel like going out. So we went out to dinner, local spot, not particularly fancy, like an Asian fusion spot. I think I had 2 drinks, Maybe she had 2 drinks.
Right.
We ordered apps and we ordered appetizers and entrees. It was $400. It was
Wait.
like $370, something like that.
For
Yeah.
for appetizer.
Yeah, it was. I think we got 3 appetizers and we shared, and then we
Okay.
got entrees and a couple of drinks, and it was 3 something plus tip. So it was almost $400.
Wow. And
she was like, "Yo, you need some help with that?" I was like, "Yo, you want to get the tip?" I was like, "You know, I ain't gonna say no." So yeah, $400. Now, when I first got here, business was great, was doing really well. Big, at that point, I think I had 41 people working for me in 13 time zones. So I could go out a little bit. So I went and I made a list, and I'm a foodie, right? Clearly, I'm a foodie, right? So I went and I found 7 restaurants, 7 exceptional restaurants that I wanted to go to. And actually, I made a list of 10, but I said, here's the 7 I'm going to go to. And I had a friend of mine who actually, a buddy of mine here was like, I just need somebody to show me around the city. So he introduced me to this young lady. Actually, we're still friends today. And she was like, oh, I love to eat. I was like, I love to eat. Let's do it. So every night we went to a different restaurant for like 6 or 7 days or something like that. She was like, oh, that was the best restaurant week every. And I went to probably some of the most expensive restaurants here. There was one night I bought a bottle of wine.
A whole bottle.
A whole bottle. I bought drinks for another table. I bought custom made. They had 2 amazing bartenders that will make you anything you want. Like they would like, gastronomy or whatever. They're like mixologists. They're like bona fide with it. I mean, they got the aprons on and the whole 9 yards, right? Looking over the whole city. They're bringing out crab and shrimps and all kinds of stuff for us to taste. The chef comes out and talks to me and all this, right? I don't even know how many drinks I had. I wasn't driving. I took a cab. I had 5, 6 drinks, whatever. Anyway, I had a lot of stuff. She had a lot of drinks. My friend had a lot of drinks. We ate all kinds of different little tasters. I mean, a ton of stuff. The bill with the tip at one of the most expensive restaurants here was like $120 with the wine and all the drinks. And
you had a whole bottle.
It might have been a little more. It might have been a little more because I had a second tab at the bar, but I mean, maybe it was $150. And I mean, I was bowling out of control. Like I was
$150.
Yeah, maybe it was $150.
So if you did that in New York,
that would have been a $600-750, $600 to $800 night. Easy.
Yeah. So there you go. You know,
and I did that every night. I did that. I mean that was the worst. But I did it like every night, almost for a week, I would say, because I think I took a couple days off. But every night I was really trying to understand the food here to see if it was on par with New York. And don't get it, like New York's crazy. But I did it every night, and that was the most expensive tab. Most of the tabs were like between $80 and $100 for 2 people at a really nice expensive steaks, lobsters, bottles of wine. I think I had a bottle of wine every night, or at least 2 glasses of wine. Or fancy drinks. I had having them making me custom cocktails, old fashions, all kinds of stuff like that.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Welcome.
Nah, because in Miami it'd be about the same. Yeah, that sounds like $1,000 a night, to tell you the truth. Or around there, like you said, somewhere between $700. Yeah, a whole bottle. I'm sure it was like good wine, right?
Great wine.
Yeah,
Fantastic wine.
Of course. And then you bought drinks for another table too.
Yeah, there was a couple next to us. We were laughing and joking with them. I brought them around.
Yeah.
And I don't know, but they were having something fancy drinks and all that.
Yeah. Guys. So now we know a lot of guys come out here to find love.
Yes.
Like how sweet, I gotta find me a girl to make my life complete. You can scratch my back, we'll get cozy and huddle. I'll lay down my jacket so you can walk over a puddle. I give you a rose, pull out your chair before we eat.
That's a whole.
Oh, look at the time. I gotta go.
That's a whole other conversation, right?
Yes.
But we know quite a few guys who come out here and run into situations. And a lot of times I've seen is that they're not here for long periods of time. And of course, Spanish. You're learning Spanish now, so not knowing the language or understanding culture can be an issue. What are a few things you've seen that have been an issue, like with the way guys operate when they come here? If they're looking for something, are they not vetting properly? Are they talking to women in the wrong places? Yeah. What are some of those issues, and maybe what are some things they could do to get better results?
Okay, so I'm going to give you what I've observed.
Not get their heart broken.
I'm going to give you what I've observed.
Unmet expectations.
I'm going to give you what I've observed and what I think. I have debates with a couple of guys here, and we don't always, but this is my take on it. Okay.
Right.
So imagine if I was a guy from New York and I was looking to find love in Miami, and you're from Miami.
Right. Yeah.
And I go down to Miami Beach for a week, and I'm like, I'm going to find a wife in a week.
Yeah, not happening.
Does that sound realistic?
Not at all.
Okay. You can't find love in a week in your hometown, wherever that is. In most cases, you might be able to get a date, but you're probably not going to find the one, right? And I think a lot of guys come down here and they think because they're American and they have that American dollar and that passport that they're going to come down here and they're going to walk through the streets, and women are just going to throw themselves at you, and no matter who you are, how you dress, how you carry yourself, what you look like. And that's not real. Like, I think women are women everywhere. So, and I've heard a lot of guys say this. If you, a few things. If you are having trouble attracting women at home,
that's a great point.
When you come here, don't expect, you will have a different experience, but don't expect the outcomes to be particularly different. Here, you will just get more chances at bat. Oh. Just because you get more chances at bat does not mean that you have more opportunities here, but that doesn't mean you're going to find the love of your life. That's one. Two is, and again, this is my opinion, and a lot of guys disagree with this. Two is, I think people don't take enough time to understand the culture, the people, the language. How are you going to have a real relationship with somebody when that person can be sitting next to you on the phone talking crazy about you while they're at dinner with you? They could be talking to somebody else and be like, this guy's an idiot. But I had a great dinner. Food is fantastic.
Yeah. Yep.
Right? When I meet a lot of people here, I don't even let them know I speak Spanish. I just, you know what I'm saying? I just sit there and I nod because and many times I've been with people and somebody will be talking and they'll be like, yo, you speak Spanish. They'll tell them like, yo, you speak Spanish, because they're about to put their foot in their mouth. So my thing is you need to learn, and the culture is really important, because there's certain things that people say and how they, a lot of times I'm talking to people and like, yo, you know a lot. You spend a lot of time studying the culture. There's a way to say certain things. There's things you can't learn from Duolingo. There's things right? So you got to come here. You got to be willing to make the commitment to be here. You got to be willing to make the time to have conversations with people and really understand, things. There's all these like little expressions. And also with whatever country you want to be in, it's going to be different. Just because somebody speaks Spanish, Dominican Spanish is different than Colombian Spanish, is different than Chilean Spanish, is different than Mexican Spanish, is different than Spaniard Spanish. So just because you speak Spanish, that helps, but you also need to understand the little nuanced words and expressions and things culturally, right? Like, so for example, in Dominican Republic, I can say I want a little bit, right? I can say un chin, right? It just might mean like, hey, you want a little sugar? I want un chin. I say that here, they don't know what I'm talking about. Here it's just un poco.
Yeah.
Right? But it's a small nuanced thing that that people know that you spent the time. So for me, it's that. The next thing is that I think is be be the person that you want to attract. If you know your bread ain't together, get your bread together. If you know, like I gotta get in shape. Like that's just what
Right.
I'm working on that now, right? If you gotta get
Right.
your body together,
Right.
get your finances together, get your body together, get your mind together, and make sure that you have the mental fortitude to be able to be here and do this, because this is not for everybody. It's not easy. I do think the new American dream is to leave. And I think
I agree.
people are tired of spending $10 for a loaf of bread. And I think not everybody feels that way. I talked to my brother the other day. He goes, I love my country and I want to be here forever. I said, God bless you. I said, I want to keep my country because I love my country.
Yeah.
Everything that I've been able to build as a result of that.
Yeah.
But also like I want to have this as well. And I think a lot of people are thinking like that. There are 60,000 expats that live here in Cartagena, and 5% are black.
60,000.
There are several hundred thousand. I don't even know how many, but there are at least several hundred. There's over 250,000 of them in Medellin. It's a quarter of a million.
I didn't know that. 250,000.
That's my understanding. Those numbers could be wrong. Somebody wants to fact check me, but that's what I was told. I know at least 1.5 million people go to Medellin every year, tourists from North America. 1.5 million, but I know quite a few of them stay.
Yeah.
So, you know, and by the way, this is just Colombia. What about expats in Mexico? What about expats in DR? What about expats in Brazil? What about, and now people have passports, they have online jobs, they have other ways to make income. So I think people are starting to look at it like, do I really, honestly, do I really want to do I really want to have to pay $5,000 a month for rent for a shoebox? And right, I got to pay $5,000 a month for a shoebox. I got to be in the snow.
Nah, even in the sun in Miami, it's still now. It's getting up there with New York, man. It's getting up there.
And then there's less and less jobs. They want to pay less and less money. I got to work more and more hours.
Yep.
So I'm trying to keep up with the Joneses, and keeping up with the Joneses ain't that's not the judge no more. It's just not. That's not the for what? And there's a lot of people making a lot of money, and God bless them.
Yeah.
And they're spending a lot of money to be there, and there's a tremendous amount of money for upkeep. I get it, and I'm not knocking at it. You know what I mean? But for me, I think, lifestyle is important. You know what I mean? Lifestyle is important for me. I did all the grinding, and I ran companies, and I did all of that, and I worked for different people, and great. Right now, I got numbers I gotta hit. I hit those numbers. I want to do work that I enjoy with people that I admire or that I'm interested in, or that make me go, oh, this is great. I want to figure this out and work with these people and build them something cool, right? Or I want to do something for them creatively. That's cool. But beyond that, and I don't get me wrong, I got things I'm working on where I'm trying to build stuff and sell it, and right. That's the world we live in, right? No problem. But I don't feel the pressure to make $1 billion. It's cool, right? And it's cool. Like I know what my numbers are. I can't take it with me.
Yeah. No, I agree with everything you're saying. It's the new American dream. It's like, it's a new day.
It's different.
It's just a new day. Any more kids for you?
That's another video. That's way another video. Not right now.
Mac Jr. Juan Carlos.
Not right now. Not right now. No, I gotta find a.
You get it.
I gotta find a partner, and and again, that's another thing. Like you asked me about people dating here. You a lot of people come here with a fantasy.
Yeah.
But they don't really have an idea of what they really want. Your fantasy may not be the practical outcome for you. And the fantasy of coming here and, finding a Colombian woman or a Venezuelan, and, you hear Sound of Music or whatever. You hear Love Jones in the background, and y'all go off into the mountains, and,
the Disney movie.
it ain't that either. So like it's cool. Like it's cool here. It's great. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot to do. And again, I haven't been to Medellin. Again, I'm not the Colombia expert. What I'm saying, I know Cartagena at this point. It's great. It's a lot to do. It's great food. It's great people. If you like the beach, it's cool. It's hot, but it's not too hot. I think dating here is cool. But you need to be clear about what you want. A lot of people aren't clear about what they want with themselves. And I think people need to get some clarity with themselves. Right? I'm taking a break. You know what I'm saying? I'm just taking a break. I need to work on my company. I need to work on me. I need to make sure my daughter's good. I just got some things. I got some stuff with my family. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure my family is good, whole, and we're in a good place together. So, you know, I got some things I got to iron out that have nothing to do with dating. You know what I mean? So I would, if I meet somebody, that's cool, but that's not why I'm here. That's not my primary focus. It's a bonus. It's a plus. And I think people need to think about when they're going to expatriate or when they're going to live in another country for a period of time. Why are you there? Like, you know, if you're just there for dating, you know, that might not be it.
Yeah.
So
there's more. There's a lot more to it.
There's a lot of flake in here.
Yeah.
A lot of.
Yeah, it's not perfect by any means.
Yeah.
But overall.
Yeah. You know, it like I said, you have more opportunity because you are American. You have that American dollar, and it goes far. So that's helpful, right? But shout out to my boy. I'm gonna give him credit. Shout out to my boy Antoine. And not the Antoine, you know, another one, my other boy Antoine. And he said something to me one day, and it just made sense. He was like, look, when I'm in the States, I'm competing against guys like rappers and actors,
yes,
and LeBron, like the LeBron James of the world. He goes, but when I get on that plane and I touch down and I go to any country, I am LeBron.
I thought I told you I'm the star.
And when he said it, I was like, it's kind of true. So I asked. I always ask. So I go and ask, and I ask the taxi drivers, and I ask the people. I said, are we the equivalent when we come here, even, no matter what our financial status is, are we the equivalent of like rappers and actors? And the guy was, and you know, and they'll stop and they'll think about it, and they're like, you kind of are. You kind of are. So I think there's that advantage. So you get more opportunities, but again, having those opportunities doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be a better person than you were than when you left the States. You're the same person.
Right. Yeah.
So when you get here, you still got to work on yourself.
At the end of every day, you look yourself in the mirror and you ask yourself, did I get better today?
Right. And you just got to become the person you need to be.
Right. Keep being the best version of yourself or striving. You know what I mean? It's
constant elevation causes expansion. That's it.
Yeah. Guess that's it for this interview.
That's it.
You next time, you know, maybe you'll come back with a love story.
We'll see.
But yeah, where can the people find you? Social media handles or anything?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you could check my personal social media, which isn't currently popping, but we'll get it there at Mac Burnett, MACK Burnett on all platforms. YouTube coming soon. Hopefully, Kobe Wan over here is motivating me.
Yeah, he needs to start, man.